suggested Iranian actors had stolen documents. Emails obtained from that hack were reportedly sent to Politico and the Washington Post, but both organizations declined to publish them. The claim came a day after Microsoft revealed that Iran and other foreign actors are interfering in the campaign. We go now to CBS News intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis and CBS News cybersecurity expert and analyst Chris Krebs. He was also the head of CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, during the Trump administration. So, Olivia, does U.S. intelligence assess that this was indeed Iran?
So far, the U.S. intelligence community hasn't said either way. They have deferred instead to the Justice Department, as has the White House. They haven't weighed in on this alleged hack. Microsoft, likewise, is declining to comment beyond the original report that it already issued this week, which didn't specify which campaign was at issue. Both of them, however, thus far have said things about Iranian activity that lends credence to some of what the campaign has said. The intelligence community, in its last update on election security in late July, indicated that Iran was moving beyond being a chaos agent to actively intervening in order to affect the outcome of the presidential race. And while intelligence officials didn't specify explicitly which campaign Iran was trying to denigrate, officials said that they were opposing the candidate that they believe would exacerbate tensions. So it looks right now like it's a reprisal of what happened in 2020 when U.S. intelligence concluded with high confidence that Iranian-linked actors had worked to undermine Mr. Trump's campaign at the direction of the supreme leader. I think it's worth noting that Microsoft's analysis did link the spear phishing attempt to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, which has a direct line to the supreme leader, and also notable that they weren't clear on the intentions. Iranians target senior political officials all of the time for intelligence gathering purposes. Whether that was the purpose here, to gather intelligence or to fuel an election interference campaign, or both, is still a question.
Right. And Chris, you were in office in 2020 when Iran tried to intervene then.
That's right.
How different is this?
Well, that was a much more public effort. So if you recall, in late October, the Iranians sent a bunch of emails out to voters. They were able to collect emails through hacking into voter registration databases, and they threatened them. They posed as the Proud Boys. They said, we're going to come after you if you don't register to vote as a Republican and go and vote for President Trump. Subsequent to that, they released a video. Immediately, the intelligence community was on top of it. There was a public press conference Wednesday evening with the Director of National Intelligence, the Director of the FBI. I was there alongside the Department of Justice. And that was a stark difference from 2016 when it took about 8-9 months to make a public attribution. This was done in the order of 36 hours or something to that effect.
Should we expect that now?
I think based on the intelligence community's rapid declassification in advance of the Russian attack on Ukraine, it seems to be that is the pattern for rapid declassification. So I would not be surprised to see something soon.
The Trump campaign is calling on reporters not to publish anything they might receive as a result of this alleged criminal behavior. The model I think of is what happened in 2016 when the DNC was hacked and emails ended up hurting Hillary Clinton's campaign. Is that what Iran is replicating now?
It sure seems so. If you go back and you look at the Microsoft statement from Friday that talks about 3 prongs of an Iranian effort right now. One is to go after campaigns. Another is this broader disinformation effort to stoke the fires amongst society. And the third element is they went after a county election official. That is the exact replication of the 2016 Russian playbook that was outlined in the 2017 intelligence community assessment. So what I think we're seeing is the Russification of Iranian information operations. Now, what is different is who is receiving the information and what they do. So what is Politico doing? What is the Washington Post doing? They are showing some discretion right now. I think that is an evolution in a response. What will also be interesting to see is what social media platforms do. They do have a mixed track record of allowing some of this information to get out there. In other cases, they have suppressed or taken it offline. And that is yet to be seen what's going to happen.
A hack and dump. And does this information show up somewhere?
This is a critical point here. This is a hack and leak. This is malinformation. We've been told for over half a decade that hack and leak's not a real thing. Now that in this case, the shoe's on the other foot. We are finding that, yes, in fact, hack and leak is a real thing. We should expect more of that. Keep in mind, it is August. We have a long way to go in this election. Iran specifically seems to have advanced their efforts, moved them to the left perhaps a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see Russia enter the fray soon. Microsoft talks about Russian disinformation efforts, a group that we track, Sentinel Labs, known as Doppelganger. They are active. Others are going to be out there moving as well as the Chinese.
And Olivia, we know that the Director of National Intelligence has made clear it is Russia, it is also China trying to have some influence here. What are they seeing in terms of preferred candidates? If Iran's trying to hurt Donald Trump, who are the others trying to help or hurt?
Right. There's definitely an interesting dynamic this time around, because as much as the focus today is on Iran, intelligence officials have actually said that Russia continues to pose the preeminent threat in 2024. They are active, they are aggressive, they are increasingly reaching for tools that boost the efficacy and sophistication of the campaigns that they're launching. And as with the case in Iran, intelligence officials aren't explicit about whose campaign they're intervening to undermine or boost, but said that their preferences haven't changed, which in 2016 and 2020, we know that at President Putin's direction, there was a broad campaign led by Russian actors in order to denigrate the Democratic candidates and support Mr. Trump. Yeah. What makes things interesting this year is Iran and Russia being at cross purposes, all while deepening their strategic partnership in Ukraine, right? Exchanging missile and technologies there. But again, they're probably both happy for the byproduct of as much disinformation and discord, sowing as much of that as they can over the course of the election season.
And I know we're going to be talking about this, unfortunately, through the election, as you just said, Chris.
And that is a key point. Chaos is the point.
Right.
Here.
Chaos is the point. And we need to sort out fact from fiction.